Hey everybody, hope everyone's having a good Thursday. Ron here from Fallout Hobbies, and today we're going to be painting a Halloween mask using some stencils, because it's fun. As always, Jules is here.
Hey guys, what's up?
So if you have any questions, comments, just feel free to ask and Jules will answer. Or I'll answer, one of us will answer. Alright. Got a little bit of different setup today. I had to pull the camera up higher so that we can actually see the mask because it's kind of a good size here. I'm going to be using the Chaos Star stencil on the forehead area and then doing some red geometric type work down at the bottom jaw here. Alright, let's get started. Let's see. Break out the Chaos Star stencil. See what I want to do here. All right, I know what I'm starting with. So I want to do the Chaos Star symbol on the forehead, but I actually want it to be relatively monochromatic because I'm going to be using a lot of red down here. So I'm going to be painting the Chaos Star symbol in like shades of black and gray, but I kind of want to create an effect where it looks like it's actually kind of like etched into the mask a little bit. So I'm going to do the stenciling process a little bit different up there. So bear with me. The first thing we need to do is I need to get like a good hunk of like a dark color right there. Like a dark color fade. Let's get the airbrush primed up. So how's everyone doing today? Good? Hope everyone's good.
Busy.
Yes, Jules is busy. I'm busy. I'm filling orders. Jules is putting new stuff on the store.
Yeah, tomorrow, hopefully, if I can get everything ready to go, because it is a lot of products. Tomorrow we're actually going to be carrying Games Workshop stuff, so.
Yeah. If it works, if we get it all up there in time. We got our first supply of Games Workshop products in, and we're going to be stocking more and more each month as time goes on. So all the products that I sell, like how I sell, you know, pieces to modify Night Titans, you'll be able to buy a Night Titan as well now. So things like that are pretty cool. Alright, so I'm putting some gray up here because I'm going to be laying the Chaos Star stencil down and then spraying some lighter colors and creating kind of like an effect as if the star is etched into the mask. But I'm also doing some just general shading. The only thing I did to this mask before the video was just spray some gray primer on it in a few areas. So not that much. Get a little bit of water in here to loosen this up. Where's my brush? That's better. You know, I just changed this tip and it's being funky already. What's going on here? It sprayed fine when I tested it like half an hour ago. Unless there's a clog in here somewhere.
Maybe it's time for a new airbrush, my dear.
I just swapped out all the major parts. Just Give me a minute. It sprayed fine when I tested it. I put a whole new needle, head, everything in it. One second. God damn it.
No tutorial would be complete without how to unclog your airbrush.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like Airbrush 101.
Well, the thing is I swapped all the parts, and I did it because Jules is like, your videos are a mess because you're always fixing things.
Say it that way. I totally did not.
Not that way.
I don't think I even said mess. Did I say mess?
Yes. You said my videos were a hot mess. Why is this thing like not... Okay, that was really dumb, guys. I'm sorry about that. The cord for the compressor fell out, so I'm like wondering why I'm like losing air pressure. You always gotta check to see if something's plugged in first, right? Sorry. My bad. Alright, back in business. Are you laughing at me over there? You're laughing at me.
Laughing with you. Lovingly.
Uh-huh. Alright, so I'm just doing some shadowing in the recess areas here with a light gray. Well, more of like a medium gray.
That mask is really cool.
Yeah, I got this off of a guy on Etsy who's in Italy. I can't recall his name off the top of my head, but I can post the link later. Most of his masks that he sells are pre-painted, but I asked if I could buy a unpainted version, you know, specifically for this, because I always like to paint my own Halloween masks. It's kind of a thing.
Yeah, we gotta work on Autumn's costume this weekend.
Uh-huh.
She's decided to be Samara. What movie is that from again?
The Ring.
I think I'm gonna be a witch this year.
Just this year? What were we last year? We were Daredevil and Elektra.
I was Electra last year?
Yeah, but you had the... No, that wasn't last.
That was the year before.
That was the year before?
Yeah. I think.
No, that was last year, I think. Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, we were rock and roll demons. That's right.
Oh, I was a sexy devil.
Right. I gotta tell you, when I played Daredevil, I was the fattest Daredevil that ever existed. It's very hard to believe that I could actually pull off any kind of legit fighting moves. Alright, now to go a shade darker on that. Well, I want to get it close to black so I can start painting some of the recesses here. Any questions or comments from anyone so far?
How come you just have like a big gray splotch in the middle of his forehead? Is that going to be like a
That's part of what I'm...
shadow for the Chaos Star?
Exactly. It is going to be a drop shadow for the Chaos Star. I just haven't gotten to that part yet because I'm doing the shading while I have all the colors out. A little bit of water in there. There we go. I really need to get a more silent compressor. I was just thinking that that's on my to-do list eventually. Don't worry, I'm getting to the stencil soon.
Now he's starting to look sufficiently creepy.
Wait until you see the red come in. his nose in here. Get a little bit more airbrush thinner in this mix here. Okay. All right, let's get back to that stencil work now that the shadows are underlaid here. I'm actually gonna real quick just do a hit of pure black while I got the dark colors in the airbrush before I switch up. So just bear with me for 1 minute while I do a little bit of pure black. I know that that looked dark, but it wasn't. It was kind of like a dark gray to soften my edges there. Yeah, this is pure black.
What are you gonna be for Halloween this year, babe?
Skull guy. I'm just gonna wear this mask with like a cool leather jacket or something. So, anyone got anything cool going on out there in the Facebook world?
I've been working on a new graffiti sheet for the store.
Yes, that's very cool.
I have a couple more tweaks I have to do to it today, and I would like to run a test print on it
Nice.
before it hopefully goes live tomorrow with all the GW stuff and see how it turns out.
I'm always excited about new stuff. Okay, I think we're good on the blacks here. Well, let's get that stencil on. We'll clean the airbrush out and we'll get the chaos stencil on. Oh, you know what? Actually, I know it seems weird, just bear with me. It'll look cool. There's more coffee.
No. I was up pretty late last night, so.
Sorry. I'm gonna take a 2-second coffee break myself. I have to wait for this little spot of black to dry before I can apply the stencil, so I'm gonna take a sip of coffee and get the stencil ready. That's pretty clean. Alright, let's get this stencil prepped here. Is there anyone even watching?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. Are we all alone here?
I don't know. Facebook's been doing weird things where it like throttles like viewership. It's been doing that for like a couple of weeks where they actually took away the group watch party where I could invite people and stuff, so.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. And I don't think everyone gets like notifications.
Right. Facebook sucks. Now that I said that, they'll throttle it even more.
Probably.
Some bot heard me say that.
I'm sure it's no skin off Mark Zuckerberg's nose. That's for sure.
It's because his nose is plastic. Because he's an android.
I was thinking more along the lines, he's got bigger things to worry about these days.
I know. Like, I was just making a bad joke.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Never mind.
I was thinking more along the lines with, like, you know, Russia and, you know,
Other problems. Other worldly
political
problems.
advertising and all that shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Chaos stencil applied. This is definitely going to need some airbrush there because this is thick paint here. Right. All right, that's the first layer. Okay. Now time to get some white involved in this. Some pure white for some of the highlight areas. Not enough. Sorry, I'm switching between airbrush colors and regular colors, so I'm kind of like having a little issue getting the right consistency. So I keep having to go back and make sure that I got the right consistency here. that's looking pretty good. Splatter right there. See how I'm spraying the white? I'm not actually spraying right over top of the stencil. I wanted a little bit of that gray right there so it looks like it's kind of like three-dimensional a little bit. When I peel the stencil off, it should look like it's like raised or embossed or
Oh, that's cool.
somehow etched into it. Right now I'm just accentuating the highlights on the forehead. I'm not even hitting the sides or the back with white. And down here is going to be red, so I'm not really terribly worried about that. Just kind of soften this a little bit of spitting. It's going to be covered up anyway. Why is this spitting? Is there like paint on the tip here? Just accentuate that chin a little bit for when I spray the red. Okay. All right. I think I'm done with the white, so I'm going to clean out the airbrush, let that white dry a little bit, peel the stencil, and move on to the final airbrushed color, which will be a blood red.
Carl Tanzer goes, I wonder where you found the stencil for the Chaos Star.
It's one of ours. It's one of our most popular stencils, actually.
Mm-hmm. Besides the Jester Diamonds and Hex Mesh, because nobody wants to do that by hand.
No.
It's just no fun.
Yeah, the Jester Diamonds are probably the most popular stencil next to Hex Mesh.
You know, I never quite realized, like, you know, when we're watching, like, sci-fi movies and stuff, how frequently you see just, like, Hex Mesh everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally everywhere.
Yeah, it'll always be, like, in the background, or it'll be, like, a shield effect or something. Just for some reason, hexagons are associated with sci-fi. I don't know why.
Thanks, Carl. He said this is certainly because this is the best stencil ever. We think so.
Thanks, man. I use the Chaos stencil all the time. I've done at least 3 different videos with it. Even before we did the live stream, I did a couple videos with the Chaos stencil. It's very versatile. Something's backing into here. I'm going to pull the stencil in a moment. I just want to make sure everything's really dry around it.
Carl says, me too. Check out at Black Legion 25. Your stencil really is the best. Awesome.
You want to check that out, babe?
Yeah, I'm assuming you mean over on Instagram.
Yeah, that sounds like an Instagram handle. Alright. Let's peel this off and see how it looks.
At Black Legion 25 Instagram, not finding anything.
Okay. So it looks pretty cool. I apparently must have made the white a little too white because there was a little bit of bleed under. But I still like the effect of how it looks on there. So I'm okay with that. Next thing I'm going to do though is I did want to make a cool bloody kind of triangle effect on the mouth. Now people may be wondering why I had this cutting mat out, and this is why, because I'm going to cut some tape down in different sizes to do this effect. Now, did you find his Instagram page?
No, I'm just looking at your fun with tape.
Oh.
I'm oohing you.
You're oohing me?
In a good way. No, I couldn't find Black Legion 25 on Instagram. I looked. I did not.
Can you send us that link, Carl? Like, send us the direct link, and we'll look it up.
Carl says, definitely going to use this star on my next rhino. That's the only one I did not use yet. Nice.
Yeah, it's a big star. It kind of takes up a whole thing. So, I am going to, I'm cutting this 1-inch wide tape down into 1/2 inch wide and 1/4 inch wide sections. And I might even go a little bit smaller and do 1/8 inch wide here, because I am doing, where's the mark? Here's the mark, here's the mark. These are going to be 1/8 inch wide over here. Okay. Alright. Let me establish the first line. So, what I want to do is a very cool, like, triangle pattern that kind of, like, has, like, a gradation in the lines.
Oh, it's another Facebook page. I see. Nice.
You got it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Bunch of chaos stars.
Oh, nice.
And,
I always loved Black Legion, too.
yeah.
I was painting him. That's Abaddon. I was painting him in that video a couple weeks ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice.
Well, I'll take a look at this a little bit more after the video, but thanks for sending that over. I've been a Chaos fanboy since I was a kid. I even have a Slanesh symbol tattooed on my wrist, so kind of a heretic over here.
That you are, dear.
Okay. Those ones are in. Now, I really hope this works out the way that I envision it in my head. do really like the resin that this Italian guy cast this mask in. It's got like a black, like smooth resin on the inside, I guess because it's more comfortable to wear than the regular old white generic resin.
I really, really want to learn ZBrush, like big time, and get into creating some of my own designs and my own little figures, some badass chicks.
Do it.
No, it's like
I know, the time.
the time factor.
The time, because we are so freaking busy, it's not even funny. Like, we're packing orders almost every day. We've got tons of inventory coming in.
I just like cleaned out the print lab too.
We've got stuff that we're designing in-house. We're launching like new products every couple weeks that are of our own design. We're upsetting Spanish people, apparently. Or just one Spanish person. Two one's another.
To clarify, yeah, I don't like being told no, and I just thought in this spirit of community and cross promotion, because that's what it's about really for me. And but it's good. I'm using no as a motivation to make more really cool stuff. Starting with the graffiti sheets, so.
No one puts baby in a corner. I need one more piece. Right? Let me just rip this off. There you go. Yeah, it's been great. Okay. Now these little guys need to get cut right here. No.
Carl said French people are pretty much okay with your work. Thanks, man.
Pretty much. There's a couple disapproving ones.
No, to clarify, we were trying to get a certain wholesale account because we thought products that they had were really, really cool, and
With a particular Spanish company.
we're not going to say who. it
We're not
was.
saying who, but
We're not going to say who or even allude to who, but they said that our products are too, there's too much crossover, which I kind of thought that's kind of the point, right? You know, cross promotion, marketing.
well, we don't make exactly the same products
No.
that they make, so I thought that was kind of weird. But whatever.
So I decided we're just going to start carrying things that we think are really cool and start developing more new stuff. And Carl
Yeah.
says in his local community, here you're like a reference. Keep it up.
Oh, nice. Thanks, man.
Very cool.
That's always nice to hear. Nice little boost to the ego. Because usually what I hear is someone that's really pissed off because an order didn't ship out 5 minutes after they placed it. So that's what I tend to hear more than anything.
Negative Nancy over there.
No, I'm really appreciating the positive comments. It's motivating. It's very encouraging. Because I kind of get a lot of negative stuff. So
Well, I think the thing too.
I think
like,
anyone that has an online store gets negative stuff, though.
Yeah, well, the shipping and stuff, you know, as the company expands and gets bigger too, it just means that that we're going to have to hire on more help.
This is an extreme amount of masking tape here. Alright, almost done. Stream taping. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this triangle area with red, and I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use contrast color Flesh Terrors red because it's translucent, so all these shadows will come through, hopefully, if I do it right. And let me just get this covered up here because there's probably going to be some overspray. And I'm hoping that all these shadows that I've already established here will come through when I spray it with the Flesh Terrors red. And then I'm hoping this cool this line pattern that I created will look kind of neat too. Maybe, we'll see. If it sucks, I'll just repaint it all. I still got 2 weeks before Halloween. Maybe add a little bit of thinner to that contrast. That contrast paint's actually really thick. Is there something not right? It's like, oh my god, are you bleeding? No, it's just red paint. There we go. I'm gonna, be doing this in a few layers because I don't want it to start, puddling and pull up on everything, so.
You know what I need to work on? It needs to go on my Jira productivity list.
What's that?
I don't know. I need to make our website more friendly as far as like making sure it translates. Like have a drop down at the top where it could translate to other languages.
Oh, that would be cool.
Joe Orlebar asked if we have any condiment pots this week.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But I am going to be detail painting soon.
I think I got those at like a restaurant supply store because I don't know why. I think it was like for butter or something, for seafood, maybe clams. And I had a clam bake at one point. I don't know.
Boom.
What?
I just put one down.
No condiment pots this week. Tomorrow we're launching games workshop stuff, and I'm working on a really dope graffiti sheet called Dark Future, which we got into a big debate in customer creations because I didn't know there was a game that was Judge Dredd, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, that game was old.
Well, so am I, but I still didn't know about it. We just watched the 2012 movie Dread the other night.
That was 2012?
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Because I'd never seen it.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just like, I didn't realize it was that old. I felt like I, saw that in the theater like 2 years ago, but this was a lot more than that.
Joe Orlebar says, yes. I'm not sure if that's in reference to us carrying Games Workshop or new graffiti sheets or both.
Or the skull.
That's awesome. Yeah, or the skull. But we're excited. That looks really cool.
I'm gonna have to go back in here and touch up like some details by hand, I think. And I'm gonna probably have to touch up the shadowing around the eyeballs and like the jaw area, and the teeth I'm gonna paint by hand. But we're getting there. Let this dry for like 1 minute, then I'm gonna do one more blast of red on it.
Carl says it would be really awesome to have some Eye of the War Master like stencil of the same design as the Chaos one day, by the way.
We have that. Well, sort of. We have something similar to that on the limited page.
Okay, I'll send him the link. One sec.
It's the more heresy era
Yeah.
design.
I gotcha. Hold on. Which one in particular were you thinking of?
He's asking for the stencil one.
Yeah.
Scroll down, it's like in the 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one.
Got it. I'll send him the direct link instead of the limited page.
Okay. Alright, I feel this is pretty well covered in what looks like red blood. Geometrically placed red blood.
Carl, if there's like a symbol, like a specific symbol that you're looking for and we don't carry it,
We can make it.
we can make it for you.
Yeah, I mean, probably about 25% of our business is custom design, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean my airbrush while this red dries and then peel it.
And also, as we continue on, sometimes if we find that we're asked for particular ones, not if it's lesser known, but if we're asked for stuff more frequently, sometimes we end up making things as a product if it's really, really popular. How the Kill Squad samplers came about on Chapter Customizer.
Speaking of Chapter Customizer, the next project I'm gonna do for that is release heretical shoulder pads for Chaos Warbands.
Nice.
Because the shoulder pad's a different design than the Space Marine one, but I made one. That's the one that the vampire shoulder pads are.
Oh, okay.
On the regular page, but it's got extra like frills and, you know, bolted metal to it and stuff like that. But it's I'll be able to make like Death Guard ones, Khorne ones, Slanesh ones for all the different like known war bands, but that's also an option for custom shoulder pads too, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can order custom Chaos shoulder pads. If it isn't, we talked about it and didn't do it, or
Well, we did.
We
can
did?
order custom 3D.
no, I mean the Chaos option. I did Chaos shoulder pads for a couple people that wanted it as a Chaos style one instead of a Space Marine style shoulder pad.
I don't know.
All right. There's so much going on; it's hard to keep track of sometimes.
Carl says, "Thanks. Seems that I found what I want for Christmas."
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Wow, that sounds really nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to release a whole section of Chapter Customizer, because, I mean, Chapter Customizer up to this point has been all Loyalist. I'm going to release a whole section of Chapter Customizer that's like war bands. And maybe a couple of my own design, too. My own war band kind of logos. That'll probably be right before Black Friday. I'll drop, like, maybe like 6 of those or whatever.
We gotta reach out to Lee for the silk screening for the new Fallout Hobbies t-shirts before Thanksgiving too.
Yes.
It needs to happen.
That needs to happen like now, I know. Hold on, I'm having a jam up here while I'm trying to clean this out. Why is this not? This red is almost clean. Almost dry, I mean. Clean. What am I talking about? I think maybe it is time for a new airbrush. Maybe I beat this one to death finally.
Yeah, you tend to do that with machines. It's better to just get a new one rather than wait until they completely break.
Yeah, what are you saying? I never do that. Ever. When have I ever done anything like that?
The Okie Data fight of 2020.
Love you.
Love you too.
Alright, that's clean. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Still got some wet spots. I really don't want to pull off anything until it's fully dry because I don't want to freaking smudge wet stuff anywhere.
Although maybe I should not have pushed so hard for you to get a new airbrush. I guess I can say it since now you just said you're gonna buy one. That was literally what I was gonna get you for Christmas, was a new airbrush.
Well, why don't you
Because you use it every week, so it can't wait until Christmas.
There's always other supplies I could use.
It's true.
A new compressor, for instance.
Are you making your Christmas wish list?
Mm-hmm. checking it twice.
Is it bad that I really want to get VR for autumn just so I can play with it?
That is perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable as a parent to buy a toy for your kid that you want to play with as well. Okay, so far so good. Little bit of bleeding under happened here where like the ridges were, but I can clean that up by hand. It's a complex mask and the masking tape didn't cover everything. Ugh, same with up there. That's fine, I can fix that. Just as long as the lines are there and I know what I'm working with.
Oh yeah, I see. There's a little bit of bleed there.
That's not a problem though. I can fix
Yeah.
that. That's just from the masking tape not fully adhering to like the weird curves and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's no biggie. I just have to wait for this red paint to fully dry down.
before you-
That really is looking like a cultist though, isn't it? Like a chaos cultist.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. What time do we have?
It's 2:06.
Alright, well, I think this is kind of where I'm going to call it today because I can't really do much until these like little wet spots here dry down. And the forehead stencil turned out pretty cool. I'm happy with that. I want to hand paint a couple little highlights on it. And I'm probably going to hand paint a couple little highlights around like the edges of the cracks and stuff up here. I need to respray the black right here and here and respray a little bit of black in here. Touch up these little areas where it bled under the masking tape. And paint the teeth. Definitely need to paint the teeth.
Are you going to be doing more of that next week or something different?
Something different. I don't know what I'm going to do next week yet. But this is it for this one for this week. Because everything else from here on in is just kind of like fixing mistakes or tiny hand touch-ups or whatever. So
Carl says totally and bloody awesome. Bravo.
thanks, man. It'll I'll post the final picture on the Facebook page when it's all said and done.
Nice.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching today, and I'm gonna go back to drinking this giant coffee and get back to packing orders and whatnot because we are busy as hell up in this place. Anyway, we'll be here next Thursday at 1 p.m. Probably gonna be working on Mortarian because I've been building a Mortarian figure up, so probably be doing some stencils on Mortarian's crazy giant dragonfly looking wings. And I think that's where we're going to be at.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do some armor cracking. Like I might use one of the reptile skin stencils to do a cool like rust armor cracking on his green armor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, next week probably more chaos stuff, Mortarian. But other than that, have a good one and we will see you soon.